Welcome back to the Black Tornado Podcast. This is the 420 episode, so pretend you're back in high school and, act like that date still matters. Dude, go to your battle vest, pull out your zigzags, and
zigzags are international then.
Yes, the zigzags are international. We have really, really great bands today. Riff Heavy Day. We're going to get right into music. This is Haze Hound from Montreal, Quebec.
Like myself.
Yeah, good old Montreal, Quebec. I love that old school rock tone, man, and the really thick bass lines. Really enjoyed that.
Really some groovy stuff.
Yeah, the vocals were like a throwback to old classic rock music. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of Zeppelin and Sabbath vibes.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot you hear a lot of bands who try to sound like Ozzy from back in the day, but do a bad job of it because musically and technically, Ozzy's a terrible singer. He's a good singer. That's a word of that bad. He's a good singer. He's got a terrible voice, but he knows how to use it effectively. He's obviously learned that. But there's a lot of bands who try to imitate that and don't do a good job of it. And that guy does a very good job of not being Ozzy, but having that, like you say, Sabbath vibe about it.
And I think with this genre of music, I mean, I could name you 6 bands that the singer definitely channels that Ozzy energy, and I wonder if part of me wonders, is it in the spirit of Ozzy, or are you trying to sound like Ozzy Osbourne?
No, I think that's you've got a guy in that band who is heavily influenced by Black Sabbath, right? And he likes Ozzy. He doesn't want to be Ozzy, but it's been a big influence on him. And then you've got a guy who was influenced by Kyuss. Yeah, because they're like a proper desert sort of stoner song, that is. Right. And I feel like that's why it's interesting, because it's a blend of like an old school doomy English Sabbathy vibe with a desert rock chunky fucking bass and just that. When I first found this band however many months ago, this was the catalyst where I said, I want to do a 420 episode. I want to do like a doomy stoner rock, psych kind of, and it was Hazehound that's what started it for me. And I said, this is where we're going to go. So Hazehound, you are the reason that this episode exists. I'd just like to say bonjour, Hazehound.
Yes, bonjour.
Je m'appelle Ian. Ça va bien, merci. Et toi? Sorry, that's all I remember from my French lessons at school. That and Quebec, Canada. Do you follow MMA?
No, if it's on TV, I'll kind of watch it.
Well, if there's any MMA fans in the audience, GSP, George St. Pierre, and Celine Dion are basically interchangeable. And they've got the same accent, it's just GSP's voice is a little bit lower because they've got that French-Canadian accent. Yeah. And there was a press conference a few years ago where Michael Bisping, the English fighter, was fighting GSP. And Michael Bisping is like a northern lad. And he said himself he was a cunt for mostly, like he just used to like winding people up. But he turned up pissed, like actually pissed for this press conference. And all I remember is George St. Pierre, who's the consummate professional in his French accent, going, "Are you intoxicated?" And Michael Bisping going, "What if I fucking am, George?"
Yeah, so what? Oh, that's good stuff. Let's get into some plugs. Go check out Good Boy PR on Facebook and Instagram. Get caught up with some good tunes and bands that he promotes. That guy's a promoting machine, and I think it's really cool for us as a podcast to have a PR guy on our side. So Good Boy PR. Check him out. Tell him Black Tornado Podcast sent you.
Give him a little pat on the head and say, "Good boy."
Yeah, good boy. He made that image where it's our logo, the Ash Eater logo, because that's one of the bands that he promotes heavily is Ash Eater. Okay. So he got them to check us out, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So this is a really cool dude, and want to give him a proper shout out. Yeah. We got the video submission still going on. We still need a few more videos. So if your band has live footage with good audio, one of those lyric videos, any kind of video at all, send that over to us, and eventually we'll be able to get the video episode up and running. I think that'll be a nice change of pace for us. Instead of a black screen with the logo, we will be here.
There's a rumour, Adam, of the video episode. Speaking of the video episode, there's a rumour. There's a rumour that I may have a video in that episode coming that nobody's seen before.
Oh, let's go. Bring it. Check out check out some new videos. And I just think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a nice change of pace for us to go that route.
It'll be a nice change of pace for you to see our beautiful faces reacting to your wonderful cinematography.
Yes, we're gonna comment and all that fun stuff. All right, let's get back into tunes. Ian is going to introduce our next band.
So this is another one of my picks. This is another band from my local area. This is a Raunds / East Northamptonshire based band. They're a stoner psychedelic blues band. This is These Strange Explosions. The reason I picked this band, I saw them as a support for one of my sister's friends' old bands. They had like a get-together reunion show, sort of a charity thing, and These Strange Explosions were the support band, and they fucking blew me away. They were like in this tiny little room. It was like watching Clutch in a pub.
Yeah.
And like the sound guys that night did an amazing job, because it was like a big deal to the main band, so they got some decent sound in and stuff. And I remember talking to the lead singer afterwards and just being like, patting him on the butt, like just going on about how great I thought they were and like how much they reminded me of Clutch. And you don't hear people singing like that well in a live room very often, because he really gave it the beans. And he said something that's not, it's not bugged me, but it has bugged me a little bit. He said something afterwards that he put his band down to a huge extent, and I haven't ever forgot it. Like, and I don't think he thought he was putting them down, but he said to me afterwards, "Oh yeah, we're a really solid support band." And as soon as he said it, this thing in the back of my head went, "You're not a fucking like that. That's a headline band I've just watched."
Right.
If you think you're a support band, you need somebody in your ear telling you you're a lot better than you are, boys, because you blew my fucking mind that night.
Yeah, they need good boy PR to tell them that they're better than what they think they are.
Yeah, but that song, like, it's everything I like, and it's everything around this scene. It's got, like I say to you, we're all about the groove. Everything around here has groove in it, and that's got like that draggy drums, bass. And it is a very American stoner rock sounding band, and it's from a little tiny town in England. So enjoy, Americans, and go and follow These Strange Explosions, because I'm sure they'll love it.
Yes, absolutely. We'll definitely make sure to tag them when the video comes out, and you can check out their page. That is probably the coolest thing about the podcast, is when bands message either the Black Tornado page or me personally and tell me that they've noticed a spike in views, followers, things like that. I mean, that's the whole point of that. That is the podcast doing its work.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Or when people message me and say, "I really love this band. I never heard them. Thanks for playing them." Again, that is the podcast doing its job. That's the whole purpose, is you guys check out new bands and go, "That band kicks ass. I never would have heard of them." Yep, definitely. That's the point. You know, that's what we're all about.
I've found a couple of new bands from you that we've played that I've said to you I've been listening to from the last show. There's 2 bands that I've been listening to constantly. Since the last show. I'd never heard of them before. You sent me those songs, and I'm like, Christ, I need to go and check these bands out.
Yeah, it's really cool when you find something really great, and I just like knowing that we're the catalyst for getting them into your ears. That's the whole point of the podcast. This is why we do the show. So it's really makes me feel good when we get those kind of messages, or bands message us and say that, "Hey, we've noticed more followers and more whatever." So that just makes me feel good as as a guy who Black Tornado is it's what I'm doing with my life. So it's nice to know that people really appreciate it. So thanks everybody for checking out these bands, and for the bands checking out our podcast to begin with. Speaking of people who check us out constantly, do a better job than we do at our own jobs, is good old Blood in the Cornfields, for doing what we're supposed to be doing better than we do it.
For doing our work.
Yes, they promote our stuff better than we promote it. They tag our stuff better than we tag it. Good for you guys. Thanks for showing us that we could be putting more effort into this.
Thanks for showing us that we're fucking shit.
Ian said it. Yeah, pretty much. Thanks. Man, they did the last tag. Like, they did what I should have done. So on the Instagram, they posted that the new episode was up, but in the post, they actually tagged all the bands, and it just went right over my head. Like, I didn't not do it because I didn't want to. It just went over my head, and I went, "Oh shit, I should have done that." Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Ivy. You guys are great.
In all seriousness, though, they have got a really good channel. And like the last post I was saying to you before we started recording, the interview they did with the director guy of Forgive me, I can't remember his name. I found it a really interesting interview. Like it was a good podcast to listen to. So you might be posting us in all of the texty spaces and tagging us in stories and doing all of that, but I'm doing the audio equivalent of that and saying go and listen to them, because they're fucking good at what they do too.
Again, I love to promote those guys because they're a podcast family, and so coming up relatively soonish is going to be our collaboration video with them, which I have dubbed #Tornado in the Cornfields. Make sure to use #Tornado in the Cornfields, because I think that's just going to rip. Like, that's going to be so much fun, because while I don't know them, into a bigger extent, we don't know them all that well. I feel like because of, obviously we both listen to each other's stuff, I feel like I've known those guys for a while.
Yeah, and the conversations we have had with them, like,
the flow is awesome. The flow is sweet.
They've got a real interest in music as well, not just a superficial one. Like when we chatted to them, I mentioned a few things, and like I'd said a few things that we won't mention on the pod, because I'll upset lots of our pod fans with a few things I said in that private conversation about certain styles of metal and the way certain people perform certain styles of metal. Basically, I despise anyone who doesn't aim to be original with what they're doing. Influence is fine, but don't be a photocopier, because that's some bullshit. But yeah, we got chatting about all sorts of stuff to do with music and their horror film. We just had a good laugh while we were chatting, so I'm looking forward to that pod.
It was really cool, and like I said, what I liked about it the most was it felt like we've done it many times before, and it was the first time. It wasn't like for the video, it was just us kind of putting down the blueprint of what we're going to do, but it felt so natural, so organic.
Yeah, and the point is, we have no problems talking amongst us two for an hour, and I feel like like I've said to you, they've got the good thing about their pod is it's not just about the sort of interaction between them and if they're doing an interview or whatever. They've got a good chemistry between them two. They're the way their conversations flow. Awesome. Yeah, good. So I feel like with two more people who have got a good dynamic, we're just going to have a good laugh.
All right, good for them. We've been blowing them for 10 minutes, and we'll continue to blow them in the future. So, as always, check out Blood in the Cornfields. Check out Blood in the Cornfields. Give them a subscribe, and check out Def. They just did a great interview, so check that out. Check out all their stuff. Have fun with it. All right, been yapping for a bit. Let's get back into some tunes. We're going to go to Kansas City, Missouri. We're going to check out a band called Merlin. This is Gravelord from their album, The Wizard. was spooky, man. That's like Halloween.
We're not in fucking Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Fucking hell.
We are not in Kansas anymore. I really enjoyed, like, you know, the real heavy, like super thick riffs. But then as I'm listening to it, you know, like the progression of the song, I was like, oh man, like if we do like a Halloween episode, we're going to have to go back to Merlin, because this definitely has a fun spooky vibe, which makes sense when the song is called Gravelord.
Yeah, and it's got like a 70s prog, and they were into all of the weird, like wizards and fucking goblins and like all of that weird shit. And like, if I'm gonna say it, a band called, if one of them hasn't got the fucking hat when they're playing, if one of them hasn't got a big wizard's hat, what are they doing?
Well, they should all dress up as wizards. Yes.
But like, yeah, there's like do you know Yes, the band? Yes.
Yeah, I know Yes.
Like the 70s, that sort of off the mental scale, weird, spooky, like that. It's got a cool little turnaround in that riff that you don't expect. And like you say, it's got it goes one way, and then all of a sudden it gets a bit spooky, and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And you're like, yeah, this is cool. This
was another band that I've had in the folder for a while, specifically for this episode. But if this episode didn't exist, this song would have went well for the Cornfields episode when we do that. Just because, like, the little chord progression is spooky, you know. I really dig it.
It's got like a marchy feel to it as well.
Yeah,
though. So you could like imagine like a horde of creatures,
like little goblins, and shit.
Just marching to that music.
Yes, that's totally what I got.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a super fun band. This is the episode. I mean, obviously you're here now and you're listening, but man, you don't want to miss this episode. There's so much good music. Mostly because this is the kind of music that I love this. If I had to pick a metal genre, it's this. This is what I really enjoy. Give another shout out, as always, to our friend in the Philippines, Glenford. Go check out Grind Art. He has commission space open. He can hook you up. He has a massive backlog of images that haven't sold. So if you want to buy, I don't want to call it flash art, because I feel like that cheapens his art. But if you want to buy something that he's already made, and then he can draw your logo, put it above it or below it. Tons of images that are ready to go. He can take your band name, put it up, send it to you, and you probably have it, I don't know, within like a week or something. So go check out Grind Art. Tell Glenford that Black Tornado Podcast sent you. Let's see.
He should get his own little jingle every time we do it. I should do that.
Oh, Glenford jingle.
Glenford! Just do a delay on it or something.
Glenford jingle would be cool. I like the idea of jingles.
Well, there you go. I'll just do a Glenford.
Yeah.
And then you can leave that in the edit, and I'll drop it in with some effects on.
Check out Gore Slam Production on Facebook, independent record label in the Philippines that they do all kinds of extreme underground music. So again, that's Gore Slam Production on Facebook. Check them out. We're cruising, man. Let's keep going, man. The music this episode is kick ass, and I want to keep listening to it. We're gonna go to first time Johannesburg in South Africa. This is Green Guardian. The song is called Mad God, and this is off the album Tales of a Sightless City.
their best weapon against these satanic cocksuckers. Number 3, whoever tries fucking one on us, like 6 little friends, and they can all run fast. Take it. Well, my faith is gone. To answer the question, I just have to believe it. Jesus, yes, I believe. God, what do I love?
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Necronomicon Ex Mortis, roughly translated, of the dead, or served as a passageway to the healing worlds beyond. It was written long ago, the seas ran red with blood. His blood was used to infill the year 1300 AD, the book disappeared from famous.
That's kind of cool. First time South Africa.
South Africa is a cool, but I didn't know there was much of a metal scene in South Africa.
Same. So yeah, first time South Africa. That crazy muddy tone, man. Like Kane all the way up kind of tone.
Fuzz like that.
Yeah, super fuzz.
If you're into the audio production, that is the definition of a square wave. It just that's the sound of the distortion. It's just buzz.
And the vocal effects were really cool. It really makes the song trippy.
Yeah. Like they really added a different flavor over that droney feel on the song. Because like the thing with stoner music is by nature it's repetitive. So you have to know. You have to be very good with the little tricks you use to add textures behind it, little lead parts and vocal effects and things like that. And it added a lot to that song.
And I think with the vocal effects, what was cool is they didn't lean all the way on it. They just kind of peppered it in where it worked.
Yeah.
Some bands will lean on those vocal effects so much that it's not as cool as it would be if you just did a little bit.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying about you've got to be careful how you use them, because if you use it in every bar, it becomes part of the song, and then, like you say, it becomes boring, and it becomes part of the repetition. So you have to, and if you put them in the wrong place, it can spoil the flow of a song. And
absolutely,
the use of the sample at the end of that song with the vocal effect, like in that section's really good, and like it's got a good groove and a good melody to it. It's a good song. Like, it sounds like it'd be a fucking loud gig.
Yeah. Yeah, like a
loud.
sleep concert or like Sun or something like that, where the amps are just crushing your head.
Yeah, like another one that needs to be in the middle of the desert because it's the only way you can play that loud.
Yeah, if it was indoors, your heads would start popping.
Yeah.
Let's I guess it's time to do it. There weren't really that many entries, but it's time to we're going to do the giveaway.
Do it now.
We have the Failure Records and Tape sampler. We got picks, and I think there's a button laying around here somewhere. So on camera, so Ian knows that I'm not cheating. I like how anybody can see this. So here's the entries in my hand, the whole whopping many of those. I'm going to shake it right next to the mic so you hear it. See, my picks are in there too. I reach my hand in and pull out a piece of paper. If I can grab one. All right, got it. There were an incredibly small amount of entries because apparently people don't like free stuff. So if you did enter, your odds of winning are incredibly good. Let's see. So we've got, are you fucking serious? All right, cool. No, it's the cornfields, man. Cornfield.
Well, we've given them a blowjob and some prizes.
No kidding. Well, I'm sending them the Fright Faces hoodies too. So that's cool. Cornfield. I was gonna send them stuff anyway, but hey, man, fair is fair. So Blood in the Cornfields, there's 3 of them. I'm sure I have. Well, the sampler, I only have 1. You guys can fight over that. But the buttons and the picks. When I gave them the hoodies, I was gonna give them that stuff anyway. So whatever, I'll get a few extra.
That genuinely wasn't a fixo there. I watched that on the camera. So fuck you if you've got a problem. Come and take it up with me at Demons Run Band.
It's right. The whole point is that there were so few entries because apparently people don't like free stuff that if you entered, you had an incredibly high chance of winning anyway.
Well, I was going to enter, but you're going to send me stuff anyway, apparently. So
yeah, you got a box, Ian. The whole reason that I had to wait was now it's done. Is your 3D printed tornado ready to go?
Fucking hell.
Yep. So again, nobody can see this but him. But there's a.
Awesome.
There's your tornado. So your box, that'll go out this week.
Thank you very much.
But nobody cares about me sending you stuff. Let's, what are we doing? We're out of stuff. All right, let's get back into music because we don't have that much to promote today. Oh, snap. That's okay. We're on our last track. So this is really cool. This is the first instrumental track that we've played. This is Black Sky Giant from Rosario, Argentina. Another one first time. It's a lot of first times today. First time Argentina. Song is called Orbiter. was a really kick-ass instrumental. That, like, I got lost in that.
That was a beautiful piece of...
I got lost in that.
Yeah, it's just, it was a really, really nicely composed, well-produced, nice guitar sound, good use of...
Super trippy.
Yeah, but it's not like it wasn't boring for something that was a loop. It evolved and it got atmosphere that was really subtle and like it's just gorgeous piece, like right up my street. If you've ever gone to my Bandcamp, thedemonsrun.bandcamp.com, there's quite a bit of stuff like that, a lot longer because I go on in my music like I go on.
See, and I figured that you would really appreciate this song.
I loved it.
Based off of the stuff that you do for Demons Run, when I heard this, I was like, "Oh, he's really gonna dig this. Like, he's gonna like this." I definitely got lost, man. Like, I put it on, I was closing my eyes, and I just really vibed with that track. So now I went back and I've listened to like so much Black Sky Giant because of just that one track.
Well, I'm a big post-rock fan, and there's like hints of that in there. So
yeah,
it was just glorious. It's glorious. I love it.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, so we're wrapped up. Thanks everybody for coming back. This is episode 5 already. We're getting a little bit of traction here. I was writing my notes down and I went, wow, we're already up to episode 5. I feel like we just put out the first episode a week ago. And now we're 5 episodes in, but I'm sure I'll be saying that when we hit 10 and 20 and 30 and exactly. One day we're going to be in like our 50th episode and I'm going to go, wow, it feels like we just started this last week. And so I just wanted to say thank you again for everybody that listens all the way through to the end, everybody that helps promote, shares, the bands that reach out to us. Everything is super appreciated. All you guys did. It really makes the show good.
And for all of you people who have carried on listening to the end, this is a little secret between us. We all hate the people that stop listening. We want everybody to listen to the whole podcast.
That's right. Listen to the whole thing.
We'll have like a secret code club name that we'll mention that the other people won't know about. We'll be like Club 10 or something, and we'll just drop that in the conversation. And people will go, what the fuck's this Club 10 shit? And we'll go, well, if you carried on, you'd know.
Yeah, we're going to have like secret giveaways that only the people that listen all the way through know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm glad you guys could join us for the 420 episode. This was great. I have been your host, Adam.
I've been here.
Thank you guys very much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.